And we are back. After we've been enlightened by, as usual, Gus every now and then has a philosophical outburst that just needs to be addressed. And in the break, he came up to us with the ultimate dilemma, and you can play at home as well. And that was Ali.
Filthy man.
I heard him. By the way, do you know...
We should probably just say what he said. In the scenario, your dream scenario of getting pegged by 3 women, after the pegging, you get to have sex with those women and they're all total babes.
Of course.
Now,
if I'm having
the only option you have, you can either say, the only option you have in this is that you can either be pegged before having sex with them, or you can have sex with them and then get pegged after.
This is why I don't tell my dad I do this. Go on.
This is also why I don't tell Dad I get pegged, because then he has all these questions.
Yeah, he's right. That's
Yeah, okay. Ali's dad, ironically, seems a little more liberal than your dad.
yeah, fair enough.
With discussing hypothetical peggings.
Really? Jesus.
Yeah, he would come up with some rational opinion of like, well, I guess, and you know, what Hobbes once said that do what you really feel like doing. So
Yeah. Oh, my dad.
And he's not wrong.
yeah, you just make sure you're safe. That's what he'd. But anyway, so in that
Your nickname
scenario,
from now on, Ali the hedonist. But go on.
in that scenario, I think the answer for me is clear. I would get pegged at the end, because I'm sure once I've gotten pegged, it's a wrap for the day. Like, there's nothing else. So you can't just like my ass can't be hurting while I'm like, oh fuck, now I'm like, my ass is already hurting, and I also have pressure to like have sex with these 3 incredibly hot chicks. Like, I want to be in the zone for that.
But don't you think that if you have it beforehand, you've just established that things are going to be freaky?
Yeah, but it depends on like how much it hurts. I'm sure it hurts. I'm not 100% sure, but like I'm pretty
I don't
sure
think it does.
Well, it depends.
Aren't
on,
they designed for pleasure?
Yeah, but like some of these dildos are huge. Have you seen like those big black?
Yeah, but we're not talking about plumber's delights. You know, we're going to
Or
be
the
sensible
double-headed
about
ones?
It's just, you know, a nice
It's
Mr. Cock-sized cock.
Mystical.
They're all shaped in Miss Love's penis. No, okay. One's Miss Love's, one's mine, and one's yours. He gets screwed
Is
by
it
a
weird that I want Miss
Love's?
Loves?
well, we're breaking you
Out
around.
of the 3 of ours, yeah, Miss Love's
I think it'll be
definitely the winner.
Easiest to handle, I
What do you
think.
mean? Oh, I really.
I think you'd have like you've got a great size for anal, I think.
It's so weird that this is the new media platform. Like, how did we get from Studio 10 to this?
I don't
So
know.
confusing.
Okay, should we just move on to the game?
Please.
And how great is it now that Kerry A. Kenley's floating around? So she will just pop up under that couch and be like, personally, if I was going to take the pic.
That would be awesome if she
Yeah.
put her on. Come on,
I
boy.
would, yeah, she would really bring a much needed woman's touch to this podcast, wouldn't she? By having more extreme views than Miss Love.
We're talking about dildo and anal sex. This is already a woman's podcast.
Yeah, you're right.
True.
Unless you guys want to tell what your...
Actually, anyone in the comments, if you've been pegged, let Ali know, because his curiosity is burning and it's getting stoked by the fact we're always
Actually, you know
talking
what?
about
You know
it.
what?
When we get to 1,000 pods, subscribers on our pod, we will purchasing a strap-on dildo for Ali.
I'll take that one further. You know how last time we were like discussing how Ali doesn't seem to accept follows from, was it men or something?
Yeah.
He also wants a flood of followers that are pro pegging and pegging.
No, I don't.
involved.
Yes, he does.
He
Really
wants
don't.
a shit
I really,
ton of
really do not.
pro peg
really-
requests. I think that's all there is to say about that.
And if anybody ever wants to date Ali in the future, just know if you're not up for pegging, it is a deal breaker, so don't bother contacting him.
Yeah. All pegging, not just that pegging, even like using clothesline pegs.
Yeah, any form of pegging.
Any form of pegging.
Yeah, if you're not into it, he's not into you.
He loves Peggy from Mad Men. So just keep
Yeah.
it all in mind.
Okay,
Keep it all in mind.
All right, are we over? Because this is going to be annoying for me. Just so you know.
No shit. That's why I'm doing.
That's why.
Why do you think I'm doing this, dude?
Okay, let's move on to our game. This game's very basic. It was suggested by one of our patrons. Sorry, I've forgotten your name. But he said, I've changed it a little bit.
Matt's liking this.
He probably loves it.
What a surprise.
He said that you should just come up with like 4 Urban Dictionary slangs, and whoever's closest wins. That was the game. But I changed that. I made it into like old expressions. These are like real old expressions. You've got to tell me
This is cool.
what they mean. And
might be
both
the
of you can go together.
This might be the first game that's not shit. Sad but true.
Whoever loses has to eat one chip
Soundboard.
of the hottest corn chips in the world, which took 2 weeks to get delivered to
Can we
me.
get another? Because we're not.
I'm not doing it again.
Pete.
We'll do it. We'll
Sad
do it
but
when, like, we're
true. No, because remember the other
If
part's
that
not gone
guy
live.
didn't write that song.
I don't think that's a real person. You got that?
Yeah, we got it. All right, so the first one is
No. So wait, do we answer at the same time?
you can whoever's closest wins, but
Fastest as well, not just closest.
okay. So the first one is
There's a lot of
the term
variables.
is, and this was used fairly commonly back in the day.
Please say power, mate.
Happy cabbage. What does that mean?
Happy cabbage is a satisfied vagina.
Okay, you seem very confident.
You got to be in these kind of games.
I'm gonna.
to psych you out, and it worked. Yeah, look at that. Look at that Macaulay Culkin face. He's freaked out.
I'm gonna say happy cabbage. I'm gonna say like a comely young lass of virtue true. Someone that's happy.
Are you just stealing my definition and making it more G-rated?
Well, the word happy is in the description. You can't copyright that word.
That's my word.
No, it's not.
Okay,
Well,
fair enough.
So what yours was a virgin.
No, I have used that word before.
What was your response?
I'm on warning, am I?
Happy. Yours was a satisfied vagina.
Yeah.
And yours was, what was yours?
Mine was like someone that's like happy.
Okay, both
Someone that is happy.
Yeah,
That's it.
yeah. I don't
So
know.
just the word happy.
Pretty much. It was the old time. They didn't say happy back then. They'd always have to put a fucking fruit or cabbage at the end of it. Think about it. Back then they were like, they didn't say,
Physical emoji.
yeah, well, they didn't say you were happy back then. Like, you're happy as an Irishman on coal.
I think Urban Dictionary was formed in like 2007 or something. I don't think it was that far away.
Yeah.
These aren't even urban. These are legit expressions. But
Oh.
yeah, sorry.
I thought it was urban.
No. These are all legit
Old
expressions.
time.
No, well,
You
why
can go
don't you
again.
stab me
You can go
vagina?
again. Because both of you were wrong.
Beep, beep, beep.
No more again.
Yeah,
That's
but-
gone.
All right. Who was closer? What is it?
Neither of you. Happy cabbage means or used to mean money. Specifically,
That's
a
kinda
nice
cool.
chunk of change
'Cause it's
to treat
green.
yourself
I
with
kinda-
things like cabbage.
I
Because
kinda like
cabbage was
that.
because like you need to. Everyone wasn't as affluent, so I guess cabbage meant money. It was like bread.
No, it's because it's green.
That was definitely made in the Great Depression.
I thought it
No. I think it is that.
Oh, okay.
Already got my first message. I bet you it's about pegging.
Is it Matt?
No, it's some
It's
guy
down
who wants
pegging?
to send me a message.
I think Matt is down.
Get pegged by this. That's the message. It's by
Begins.
Annan.
Have they shown you an image?
No, there's no image. No, there is but I'm not looking at it.
No, I want to see it.
Open it up
Send it
live.
over this
Open it up
way.
live.
I really am interested in what that. Okay, all right.
is it?
So,
How are we gonna show it to like the audience?
How
though?
good's that lens, Pete?
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, well, depends. I don't know. Look,
that is your fantasy, and that's the 3 comely lasses that Ali wants.
God.
Get pegged by this.
All right, leave it.
Good suggestion.
And this has been encouraging enough for Annan. All right, okay. So happy cabbage. Both of you were wrong. So I don't know who's right. I guess the audience decide who eats the chips
that's
at the end. That's one. There's another one.
Yeah, settle down.
Going where the czar goes on foot. So czar, Miss Love, do you know the?
Yeah, I know who the
Yeah.
what Zars are.
So going where
Yeah.
the czar goes on foot.
Okay, I get
What does that mean?
I'm gonna say.
Doing something cheaply.
I'm gonna say the forest. Like the bush, the forest.
What
I
for?
don't think you know what the czar is.
They're a
I think
Russian
You think
king.
it's a flower? Okay, right. Fair.
It means going to the toilet because apparently in Russia, Czar wasn't carried to the toilet, but everywhere else.
Right.
Well,
that makes a lot of sense.
I'm
Really
learning.
wish that I just flipped my definitions around. I probably would have.
Yeah, but I think who's right? So you said forest.
Dude,
and you
no
were-
one. We're tying till the end. This is. I keep.
I was
Okay.
just saying doing something on the cheap.
Well,
We're both
Anything
wrong.
about the plies of toilet paper he was using, so I think I am more correct.
Oh, get the hell out of here. If anything, you pee in the woods, so I'm more correct.
I kind of agree with Miss Lowe, weirdly. Okay, so
Pee on the side of people's houses you don't know, but
Let's not go there.
we're not going to go there.
yeah, actually go there. That's hilarious. You want to tell that story?
We're just doing a quick interlude.
After this.
All right.
no, go.
No, you
it's
go
too
on with
long.
your
It's
game.
too
Okay,
long.
third one.
It's worth
There's
telling.
5 in total, and I don't think you're gonna get any of them right, which
Well, how,
Sounds like us.
feels like means that I'm gonna have to eat the cheese.
If we don't get
The
any
loophole that you, for some reason, wrote into your own
Yeah.
game.
Okay, the third one is
that would be really satisfying.
fold yourself in 4. These are old-timey, legitimate expressions.
I hate this shit.
Fold yourself in 4. What does that mean?
I am going to say that it means to, like, you know, like, I'm going to work smarter and not harder.
Okay.
It's a variant of that.
Be more efficient.
me one
Clearly
sec.
very incorrect.
Dude, are you serious? Wait, you haven't heard my answer.
Yeah.
What was it again? Fold.
Fold yourself in 4.
What did you say?
Doesn't matter what I said.
Well,
does
can
it?
I? Well, did you say overextend yourself?
Yeah, that's a much better
No,
way
you
of
didn't.
saying it.
You didn't say that.
He was paying attention. There you
I'm
go.
saying that.
You're going to say
I'm saying to overextend
Miss
yourself.
Love, you're right.
no.
It means, I think so because like it means basically bending yourself backwards for people, which is exactly what Miss Love said. Miss Love's winning. He's got one.
Don't worry, I'm still gonna eat one. I'm too curious.
That's great, and also it's just very unfair that is pretty much your psychology in a phrase. So obviously you're going to resonate.
Oh yeah, because I'm just sort of like, whoa, man, that sounds tough.
Okay,
This is a true story. If a crackhead says to him, "Move into my house and live with me," he'll do it. Go on.
or like strongly consider it. Fourth one, a king's cheese goes halfway. A king's cheese goes half away in pairings.
I don't know what half the words.
I would
that
love that to come back. I'll
A
tell you that
king's
much.
cheese goes half away in pairings.
Okay, hold on.
King cheese goes half away in pairing, so I'm assuming.
I'm gonna say two is better than one, even though that's vague too. But kind of like it's better to have 2 people on a job than 1. That's what I'm gonna go for.
I'm going to go with the opposite. More mouths to feed, more problems.
If you were to ask me, Jordan, you might be closer, but I'll just read it. A pairing is a thin sliver of waste material cut or scrapped of something larger. The old adage that king's cheese goes half away in pairings might allude to the fact that to ensure His Majesty is only ever served the very best food, every time the king wanted to eat some cheese, his servants would have to trim away the drier outer edge of the block,
Oh, so
leaving
universal
only the
saying.
freshest cheese on the plate. So basically, the
Why
expression
that went out of fashion?
the expression basically means, I guess, when the king wants something, there's a lot that goes to waste. So bureaucratic waste.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's what like the expression alludes to. It's a very old-time expression that was
should bring
only
that back.
I should be
used in
pulled back because Scott Morrison's the
novels.
Prime Minister.
Yeah.
So whenever a king wants cheese, because of His Majesty, you have to trim away the edges, the drier edges. So you just basically it just alludes to like rich people waste shit.
Yep. I didn't get that
So
correct.
I don't know who was right. I think both of you were wrong, but Miss Love's still winning.
It's very unfair, I've got to say, on you, Ali, to expect us to know these phrases that went out of fashion in the 1600s.
I do like this game though. I'm into it.
Last one.
Yeah.
See the elephant. SEEC, the elephant.
Wait. SEE.
EE. So not SEA, like C, like visual C. See the elephant. What does that expression mean?
Surely that's an exact.
To acknowledge something important.
Yeah, elephant in the room. I'll just. I mean, that's what I think too. But like, maybe see the obvious thing. Yeah, see the obvious thing.
I think you should go for something different because I will get that point. I said it first.
Yeah, but I think that's what it is. That's okay.
Or you can try something else. Maybe he got it wrong.
Is there no way of me winning? That's the same.
Maybe it isn't an expression. Maybe they are just saying "see the elephant."
All right, fine.
There's something assign it as.
All right, fine. I'll go. I mean, I think that's what it is, but for shits and giggles, I'll go. To suddenly get a robust physical attraction to a larger person of the opposite sex.
You went.
I'm eating the Dorito just for that. That's great.
Actually, none of you were right, but Miss Love, you were definitely wrong. See the elephant means to see the sights of a town, especially the edgier aspects of a town. So people would use the expression, "Have you seen the elephant?" Means have you seen like where the cool kids hang out or the edgier?
Why did that go away? I like that.
Yeah.
I like how in the olden days the closest thing to an arcade would have been an elephant.
An elephant, yeah. But like an
The-
elephant
the
that's like
games, that was
on
Tekken.
one giant ball, like balancing.
But you know what this means?
What?
Jordan's eating the chip. 'Cause
Yeah.
You got one right and he got all wrong.
Well,
So-
this is what's going to happen.
Apparently they said use
eating-
gloves to pick them out, but I don't have.
God, you're eating it, and then I'm going to see your reaction.
And
then
Ali, where did you get these?
I had to buy them off of like online. Like these
sell-
apparently, I think they're illegal.
Deep web stuff.
Dude,
yeah.
remember the drive up to Lithgow? There was that shop, the Lolly Bag.
Yeah.
They sell those there.
Well, that's not a lolly. I don't know why. They
Okay,
That's their style. Expanding.
Jordan, I think go for only one. I think go for one though.
Let's get some zoom in. Can we get some
Get a little
zoom
bit of a
in?
smell test first.
No? You don't have a zoom?
Okay, it hurts your nostrils.
We'll
just
throw
really-
give us a smell first. We'll throw the camera out. Fucking hell. Holy shit, that's a... They're
Okay,
ghost-
can I
If may
just
use
read
your
it?
favorite
The-
phrase of all time? Machi.
That's
The back legitimately says, "Do not consume." And by the way, I just used my mouth to open up the packet. My lips are burning right now.
Holy shit.
Just to open up the packet.
I really want Gus to eat one. Can we all peer pressure him?
Come on, Gus.
on.
Why not?
Gas.
Gas.
Gas. Gas. Gas. He's not going to
Gas.
do it.
We have another hour of this.
Can I?
Dude, they're
I'll
like-
just read the
they're
back
ghost-
of it. It
they're
says
ghost peppers.
big. Do not consume.
What does it say?
Do not
Christ.
consume. Huge on an empty stomach,
That's
which
why.
Jordan is, I think, on.
No, he's
If
not.
you're
He had some-
allergic
he had
to
some
chili or
croissant.
capsicum,
He had some croissant, didn't he?
if you're sensitive to spicy food, if you have a cardiac condition, if you have gastrointestinal problems,
That's why I don't.
if you are pregnant or breastfeeding, or if you have just any other general medical conditions.
theme
Have
music.
a hat.
Go for it. Let's do it. Boo.
Oh God, you poor.
Right, tastes like a Dorito. Mm-hmm. No, it doesn't taste like a Dorito.
Dude, I'm gonna. I think I'm gonna.
You're gonna have one?
I don't think you should.
I'm gonna have a little bit.
How bad is it?
I'm sorry for myself.
Just wait a sec. Give me.
Oh, is it that bad?
Is it worse than the Mega Death Sauce?
Yes.
Oh.
Powder's so much worse. Oh.
Oh.
Oh shit! No, I'm not having it. Yeah, that's hot water. I'm gonna get you some milk.
Get it? No, he's doing pretty well. Talk me through this. Talk.
I really don't feel like talking.
Really? Do you want to talk about your politics now, fancy boy? Oh my God, he's dying. I hope you might have killed him.
Dude, I'm calling it now. This is worse than childbirth.
Oh, Jesus.
Milk.
What do you mean?
This is worse than childbirth.
Ali, I'm really scared now.
Dude, do you want to try, Miss Jordan? Is it like
Let's half
really,
one.
really?
Let's half one. And
Hey.
half it and give me
Milk helps. Who'd have known?
Of course, milk helps. I just like corn chips, you know? Let's even go smaller than that. We don't have to punish ourselves. Yeah. Things you fucking do.
I don't know why we do this in the middle of the podcast.
Okay. Okay, yeah, this is.
Whoa. Whoa.
You feel excited?
Whoa!
Well, you don't usually get that response from yourself with chili.
Holy shit, dude. It's like a...
Yeah, this is something else, huh?
That's a solid...
Oh,
Oh
I
shit!
think you need to like wear a surgical mask. Do
Mislav, do you want more just in case?
I mean,
you want?
They are corn chips.
no, they are corn chips, but this is pretty. You know what I've realized they've done?
I think Jordan, you need to have one more.
All they've done. Fuck.
Please.
Talk about shrooms. Who needs them?
have one more.
No, I just had.
All right, guys, just vote in the comments who has another chip.
All right, fine.
Who deserves more punishment?
That's true.
I think we all know the
had, like-
answer. The winner of the game
I had like
for being not gracious in winning.
Unbelievable.
You have to give him. He had an entire one. I had like a little bit of it, and I can
You know what
tell
they've
how
done?
bad it would be.
You know what they've done though? Oh god, that's fucked.
Yes.
Put a shitload of chili on it. That's what
They have
they've
just
done.
taken like Cole's home brand chips and just pulverized them with ghost chili powder. There is no flavor. Like they don't taste good. It's just literally just like here's some shit. There's some pulverized. That is a good
You can't taste anything else if you have that much chili. That's the point.
No, you could with.
Dude, but I'm high right now.
Me too. I do actually like it when you make us eat really spicy foods afterwards because
Fuck.
you just feel like how you imagine Marie Antoinette went through life. Just, that's a nice bush.
Did she have melancholia or something?
No, I imagine that she was just extremely heady.
Heady.
What's the word? I feel
Philosophical?
dizzy, my head is spinning like a whirl. She wrote that song, right?
Like Paul
that.
Simon? I don't know. Okay, look, I'll take your word for it.
Pete's, what's happening?
There's a poll,
Yep.
and it's looking bad for Ali with 52% of the vote.
That's-
However, most of the chat is just spamming Gus.
Mystery new entrant!
Come on!
We have a new
Come
contender!
on.
Start the
Come on,
poll
Gus.
again!
Come on, get up here.
Gus, come on.
Come on.
Come on. Yeah, boy!
Yes!
By the way, big shout out to Gus. Can you
There
plug
he
this
is.
podcast and everything?
Yeah, we'll give you. Oh, wait. We'll give you a plug.
We'll give you a plug. You'll get like
Just make yourself comfortable. This is Gus.
Gus is. You know him from like
Game
TV,
on, game
Yeah.
plush.
No, you know him from
The Good Game.
Back Pocket. That's it. Is that right? Oh, he's gone for it. Yeah.
Whoa.
He's gone
That a
for
boy.
it.
Guest star with a celeb.
It's not bad.
Such a good troop.
Jeez.
Oh God.
Can't wait for the next season of Hot Ones. Look at this.
Yeah, fuck hot ones. Christ, this is the.
How you
He
feeling,
was
Gus?
telling us today how he can't handle spice.
Talk to us.
Surprisingly hot. Shit.
Yeah? Just hit.
No, okay.
What? What do you mean?
I was expecting a lot worse.
Are you kidding?
King.
What, so you've just dethroned Miss Love as the chili
Apparently,
king?
that could have been worse.
What the hell?
Beard gives him superpowers.
It's going to be a letdown from the beginning. That's why I didn't come on. But yeah, that's all right.
All right, well, conclusive. Gus.
Oh my
Impressive.
God, what? You're
Impressive.
just such a mild
Gus.
man.
Gus
Look
has
at
the
him.
biggest penis out of all.
Big cock energy.
Back to his chair.
I guess people from Melbourne are tougher than people from Sydney.
Dude, we've got to have
Well,
a chip.
people
That
from
sounds
Melbourne
horrible.
delve in chili more than we are.
Come on, Miss.
Do you
Love.
reckon?
We're having one chip each. Dude, if Gus can handle it, we can handle it.
Yeah, right.
We'll start with the segments, but like one
Why
full
is
chip.
Gus such a titan of flavour?
I'm like,
Pete, you a titan of flavour?
I don't want to do it.
come on.
All right. There's really little flavor.
All right, let's start with the segments now.
Yeah, let's do that. Fuck.
Go on, announce it, Ali.
Yeah, you go for it.
Lost for words? Slip of the tongue. What happened?
Gus, fuck off, dude. This is bad.
Gus, did you do the thing in The Simpsons where he gets the wax and goes, "Bleh, more, please"?
He did like that David Blaine thing when he doesn't choose stuff.
Each more like a duck. Holy shit.
Well, I wanted to
Whoa.
talk about
That's intense.
I gotta say, this is the greatest part of the pod. Ali feeling sorry for himself.
Yeah, I do enjoy that.
That
as
needs
well.
to be a best of DV.
what do you think about the whole Kevin Rudd and Paul Keating's crusade against Scott Morrison about superannuation?
Yeah, well,
Only on this pod. Only on this pod do you get someone asking that while crying. Chili.
holy shit,
Gus,
Gus. What
man.
the hell, Gus? Are you
hell?
balls of steel?
You always been like that? What happened?
All right, Gus, you have to peg Ali.
I think I'll take it.
With some of that chili as well.
No.
Right up the clacker. Can you imagine that?
Yeah, but like, so what do you reckon? Are you pro? Do you buy the whole thing of like we're in a post-COVID economy, we can't do it because we can't afford it?
No, you can afford anything as a government.
Yeah,
Point.
but like,
No, they're welshing on it. They're welshing on their election promise. Not that it'll matter at all, but just another, notch at the belt, I suppose, at this point. I think that, look,
What's the
they
government?
squibbed superannuation pretty much from the get-go. Under the Accord, it was...
Get me some milk. Sorry.
but he's
go on.
also suffering. by the way,
Yeah, but he's suffering from success.
it's the lips, eh?
That's the tongue.
Miss Love's suffering from chili.
Hell yeah.
Sorry,
You know what? I think we've got a new champion. I like looking at Ali upset, but Miss Love about to cry is a really majestic moment.
You like that?
Yeah. Look at him. Because he just has this little baby face but with a beard.
Man, fake milk never tasted so good.
Is it fake?
It's that weird milk of like, it's real enough. How long can this last on a shelf? 20 years.
Oh, right, okay.
Huh.
They contain 50% mercury.
my mouth is literally on fire. I'm a dragon right now.
Yeah, it's no fun. Fuck. Anyway, so what's a government? I've lost
sick of
all. What is a government? I've lost all.
What is it?
What is the government? We're starting from there.
Yeah.
God, that is a really interesting question, actually. What is a government? Kind of is just anything, right? Surely.
Don't talk to me like I'm on shrooms. I feel like I'm on shrooms. Don't just say anything.
If there's any hierarchy at all, that is a form of government.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Oh man, I had like so much to contribute, but I just can't at the moment.
I'm time traveling. What the fuck, Gus?
Gus, you fucked it, man. Your reaction was not right.
You fucked us, man. His dope beard has secret powers. That's what happens when you roam the bush for 20 years fighting cops.
Playing video games.
And the secret to eternal life is playing Halo 1. Is that, you like Halo? What's your favorite game? What's your favorite game? I'm going to say Pac-Man.
Guessing Pac-Man!
We just got fucked by the
game?
team. We got fucked by the team. We got fucked by our...
Yeah. But like it is true. It is
What
true.
is
like
true?
how like
Things are tingling on my face.
there's been like no wage growth. And this is just so we're kind of going backwards, where like our wage is literally reducing. So I think I support you and Kevin Rudd and Paul Keating on this.
What a
Super
surprise.
needs to go up to 12% as opposed to 9%. It's important.
Well, it should have done that in the 90s.
We should have. In fact, like this is kind of ridiculous because super hasn't been growing nearly as much as inflation. So when Paul Keating came up with the idea of super, you could like whatever accumulate the super, and you when you retire, it was
Good.
you could be good. Now, if you retire, how much super would like an average middle income earning guy that probably earns about, let's say $60,000-$70,000 a year, how much super do they accumulate by the end of it?
I think it's a few $100,000. It's nowhere near enough.
Not even a house.
Not even a house.
People are reverse mortgaging their house in addition to using their super, which is like they're not giving their house to their kids. They give it back to the bank, and the bank kind of gives them money as they would have for a mortgage every year. And once they die, the bank keeps the house.
What is the difference between a bank and a pawn shop?
Nothing.
Not much.
Wow.
Unfortunately.
So you can hawk your house.
You can hawk your house. My uncle he's hawked his house, and his kid is very upset with it. My cousin obviously hates it.
Well, it's not all downsides.
My uncle's like, serves him right. He never did shit for me.
It's so good that you kind of realise that at the end of the childhood thing. What was the investment here? I just fed him and then he goes to university?
Yeah, that's essentially what he did. But what do you think about, like, I don't think this is there's got to be a better way. Let's say the superannuation growth is at 12%. I don't think that's still good enough.
I think that Paul Keating was envisioning it should go to 15 from memory. And 15 would have been good enough.
I guess so, yeah.
Because
15 it would have been. It would
Your
have
annual
added up.
salary of 15% with the power of compound interest. Because even Tony Robbins is always just saying that you should put aside 10% to go into super, because I don't think it's mandatory in the US.
Yeah, no, it's not.
It's not.
It's not.
No.
It's not mandatory anywhere.
It's
Here
mandatory
it is. Here it is.
Yeah, well, here, because it is an Australian thing, but like it's
But here
not
is somewhere.
yes, a superannuation is compulsory in Australia. I don't deny that. But I think it was just an experiment. It started off with like a concession for corporations, right? Where they wanted to reduce corporate tax, and Paul Keating was like, I'll do it if you contribute to superannuation.
Exactly. And that's why the man gets results. I'm sick of this Keating bashing.
Who is
Who's
bashing
bashing
Keating
Keating?
at this point?
So many idiots.
You know what they should do in
You know what?
Parliament?
There's so many morons online that are constantly their point against Labor is always just this one word. It's like Adani, except for it's just like historical. So they think that they really get it, and that is the Accord. And they don't understand the first thing about the Accord. They don't know what it was set out to achieve, what it was done for this country. They've just read, I don't know, some Guardian article of someone saying, neoliberalism, Accord. And so that's their new opinion from now on.
Dude,
Yeah.
all I know is according to Jim, aka me, why don't they
What?
why don't they just fucking feed
Such a jump.
why don't they feed all the pollies in fucking in Parliament one of these before sessions? There's no lying going on. You can't lie when you're under that much pressure. It's the whole theory of hot ones. Like they'll be more candid and really let themselves loose. That should be mandatory in law. The Senate like throws them down, and then they sort of catch them in their mouths like dolphins, and then that's how they proceed through the policy debates.
How does that help with superannuation wage growth?
Because the libs can't lie if they're more pleased. The libs won't be able to lie.
Miss Love has lost it. I think he's gone. I think he's in a different dimension now.
The libs. Is this not making sense?
Yeah, you're just saying give senators these corn chips.
Yeah, that's the long and short of it. No.
I think you're onto something. Chris. I think look. With so many things that Miss Love says, he's not wrong. Like really.
Oh, okay. So
Do
there
you think that if you did do that to somebody, they would, first of all, they'd get along because they'd realise that their differences are infinitesimal into the grand scheme of things.
yeah.
And Miss Love, I think there's better ways, but I do really.
What's name one?
Huh?
Name one.
You put me on the spot here. Actually, you know what? I rescind my previous.
Thank
thing
you.
Back on board.
I'll tell you what.
Exactly.
Let Daniel Andrews do Belt and Road Initiative, and that's going to give you money for that extra 2% of superannuation.
Not as good.
Which brings me back to my next point of agenda. You know, I read
I'm getting tingles right here in my
I read the MOU
You've
that
got no empathy at all, Lalo. But go on.
Go on.
I read the MOU that Victorian government signed with the Chinese government for the Belt and Road Initiative. Just as like a backdrop for anyone that doesn't know what Belt and Road Initiative is. Miss
I
Love.
don't. Yeah, thank you. I have no idea.
It's China.
It's something like the Silk Road, except like
yeah, it is
finger
exactly
buns.
like that, except that it's new. So the Silk
and it's
Road.
it's from the North Shore to the eastern suburbs.
He's right.
Is it?
China has put $2 trillion into a WestConnex.
Yeah.
And it still came in under budget from WestConnex.
Significantly under it, only $40 trillion. It's the Belt and Road Initiative is China trying to expand its trade routes from Western China into Central Asia, all the way to Europe.
Yep.
So the old Silk route. There used to be a Silk route, which was like which is what formed most of these Asian countries, like Uzbekistan and these countries that like we kind of don't give a fuck about anymore. They used to be like hubs of trade back in the day. That's why they're.
Ow.
Was it a road?
It just there was
Actually, a brick road the whole way through because
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
more impressive than the Great Wall of China.
It is. It was incredibly, and this was before like cars, so they were like donkey roads, but they were still like legitimate routes that connected this extremely harsh territory, like Central Asia. You've been to Turkmenistan; they're fucking cold places. There's mountains. It's not that easy, and it connected literally East Asia all the way from Central Asia through these Muslim Middle Eastern places into Europe. It was able, according to some estimates, it was, well, I don't know, they say that with everything, but it was the catalyst that ushered in the Renaissance in Europe because there was a lot of Chinese influences and understanding of sciences and shit that eventually led to, I don't know, but that's like a disputable thing. Like,
Pro the road or anti the road?
well, there's nothing about being pro-road or anti-road. Just road in itself is good because it creates connectivity. So that in itself, I don't know anyone disagrees with that. But the
Wait, so you're literally pro roads.
yeah, why would
You
anyone
didn't
be
build
against
that.
roads?
You didn't build that.
Maybe are you still like tossing up
Bitter.
your mind whether or not you are pro roads?
Yes.
Listening out for the arguments.
I guess so.
What would you have instead then?
Tunnels.
Slippery dips.
Yeah, or tunnels.
Those croc slides from a kid where you just sprayed like
Now
dishwasher.
that
liquid
would
on
be.
it.
I'd roll into your house having a lot more fun. I'll tell you that. Just going down that Bondi Road. Whee!
So
There's
China,
those options.
China is trying to like build that infrastructure along these places for, again, one of the reasons is that it helps them constantly build shit, which is their infrastructure industrial complex. They constantly need to keep building things, otherwise they'll go into recession. It helps with that because it just opens up all of these places that desperately need infrastructure. Secondly, it's the bigger play over here is it gives China an alternate access from the South China Sea. So if there's a Belt and Road Initiative, then China has an alternate access to get whatever, all of its trade and fuel supply. So it's a strategic interest for them, which is why it's a strategic disinterest for their adversary, which namely the United States. The other thing that the United States wants to do is like, they don't want this thing to happen because they don't want China to make money from it because they're trying to contain China.
Moderate.
They don't like the idea of China having more options. Anyway, so then they came up with this. In fact, TPP was explicitly against One Belt, One Road initiative. That's why.
So One Belt, One Road preceded it.
Yes, One Belt, One Road has just been like a pet project that China has had for decades now. It sort of came to fruition around 2012, 2013. And just to give an estimate for people watching, TPP has been renamed and Australia has been a part of it. It's now called the Blue Dot Project, which
Why?
is I don't know why it's called the Blue Dot, but it's exactly the same thing as One Belt, One Road. But it's like instead of China, we're going to do it. So Australia with the United States have come up with it, but not a single cent has been flowed through. And as one of these,
Isn't it amazing that everyone's so scared about Daniel Andrews coming up with, I guess like a really loose agreement with China about One Belt, One Road? But nobody seems to care about the fact that we signed up to the TPP.
Yeah.
And anybody who's always asking me if I've got any criticisms of Labor, that's the one.
Yeah.
I think that was a terrible decision. But
it backfired, which is why they had to change the names of it. It's just a semantic thing. They're still trying to do exactly
Brand.
that. But also, it's like the worst thing about that is not that the anti. It's like. You ask all these countries that are getting money from China, they're saying there's no money. They're not giving us any money. Most of the American and Australian money comes with a lot of conditions. Again, this is not coming from me. This is what they're saying. It comes with these useless conditions, and also even when you meet those conditions, the money never flows through. It takes ages. America was always into grants. They give money if it's a country that is basically following their rules of which used to be anti-Russia back in the day. So they would give you these grants. They weren't loans, and whatever loans they gave with like extreme conditions, and now they just don't have the money to do it. So like it's a thing of none of that money has been rolled. And China, on the other hand, has rolled out close to $2 trillion already. So they're giving money. So a lot of these countries are obviously siding with China, these small countries that desperately want infrastructure. The biggest case study is actually in the Pacific, which is our backyard. So countries like Samoa,
Fiji.
Fiji, Papua New Guinea. I recently read this this study by Lowy Institute, which I was telling Jordan about, which is again not a Chinese funded. It's not like it's an Australian think tank, and they were saying. It's a big, and I encourage you to read it. You can read up on it. Go on Google, type Lowy Institute's research paper on China's debt traps and in Pacific Islands. And so their argument was that after analyzing the entire situation, they realized that, well, they're saying that China's intention isn't to make these countries debt ridden, but it is happening, and the way it's happening is that. The Chinese infrastructure industrial complex. So one of the things that the Chinese Communist Party has done is saying that all of these infrastructure companies that build highways, used to build it just in China, now building it everywhere, they get almost zero interest loans. And there's an infinite supply of these loans. They're trying to encourage these infrastructure companies to build more infrastructure projects along the Silk Road because it complies with the Chinese the strategic interest of opening up these economies. And they're doing it with basically an unlimited tap. They're saying, however much money you need, you can get it from us. There's going to be no interest. So these infrastructure companies, when they go in, they start spending a lot of money. Particularly, Pacific Islands has become debt-ridden because their economies are so small that when this incredible amount of money comes into their economy, it becomes, in some cases, I think this is the case in Tonga, if I'm not wrong, where 40% of their GDP is now debt-ridden in China. So Lowy Institute's paper was saying that this is a consequence of the easy credit lending that China has done. And the purpose of it is not explicitly to make these countries debt-ridden because they realize that if they do that, this is going to be, in the long term, horrible for the Belt and Road Initiative because it's just going to spook other countries and they wouldn't want to do it. And also gives America, talking points of why they shouldn't do it.
And also, it's just trade is better than repaying debt. If they are able to have an economy that flourishes in the long run, they will make more money.
That's also, I think that's a debatable point. I think we tend to look at these loans as, a lot of this has been ruined by that Bangladeshi banker. You know those microcredit facilities that he provided, where there's this assumption that,
or whatever.
Yeah, Yunus or something. There was this assumption that if you give people loans, it's almost always going to help them increase the share of their pie. It does, but not always. In fact, in most cases, it doesn't. They did this study, again, different study on these microcredit loans that they were giving poor households. And the assumption was that if you give them a certain amount of money with very low interest rates, they're going to buying a sewing machine and they're going to start producing clothes and they're going to make money of it and everyone's going to be better. What they realized was that happens in a very handful of very enterprising households. In most instances, they get a fridge. Or they'll get some other big expense that they wouldn't have been able to do.
So all the conservative think tanks in America are right. They're poor because they're lazy. Look,
in the microcredit...
You know what? Everybody that's always saying that, oh my God, I can't believe that they just said that. There's truth to that. What are you talking about? There are some people that are more motivated than others. There, I said it.
Yeah. One of the things that I was reading somewhere was that they did another study into how you can avoid these debt traps on a micro level, not in China, but and they were saying instead of just offering everyone money, you just go into a village and you ask people who deserves the money, who is most deserving of a loan in your community. And in almost every instance, they will tell someone that's already enterprising, that's already got something going. Most times, loans help people that already have a small business that they're trying to establish, and the loan helps them liquidate and make more. But if you're not thinking of anything, the loan itself is not going to do much for you. Same thing applies to these Pacific Islands, where there was just an open tap. The Australian money or American money always comes with conditions, and there's a limited amount that they can get. The Chinese lenders just say, they can say, oh, we need $100 million, and the Chinese lender was like, okay, what else? It's just not a point of contention for them. So they bankroll a lot of money into their countries and they get into this debt issue. But anyways, the point was that it's not particularly a design by the Chinese Communist Party. And I know this because they are explicitly trying for this not to happen. So now they're enacting legislation which makes sure that there are limits to how much loan you can give based on the size of the GDP of the country that you're giving the loan on. This is, again, not because they don't want to give money. It's because they want to make sure that they don't fall into this debt and then they start hating on us, and these other countries then don't allow Chinese investment. Anyway, so then comes to the point where, like, the memorandum of understanding that Daniel Andrews signed with the Chinese government. I read the memorandum. First of all, it's not legally binding. So it's not that if you've done this, you have to do whatever it says. It's a loose understanding. The entire understanding is essentially on the share of technology and business investment opportunities in Central Asia, and for the time being, but like greater on this entire Belt and Road Initiative, because China is looking for partners that are also technologically advanced that can help them with this. Because at the moment they're kind of alone, and also the countries that support them are not first world countries. So they're looking for allies in this, and there's huge amounts of money that can potentially be made into it. The Liberal government has. Their main thing against this memorandum of understanding is that China will use this to basically buy up Australian digital infrastructure. So things like 5G network, Huawei, blah, blah, blah. Daniel Andrews is saying, well, you don't have to worry about that because you've already legislated that we can't do it. There's a law which was passed in 2018 which does not allow any state government or anyone in like you can't sell your infrastructure to China. So he's saying there's already measures.
Complaining about something that is impossible.
You're complaining about something that's almost impossible. And Daniel Andrews is trying to argue that, look, we're going through this like horrible COVID crash where like my entire state's in lockdown right now. I want to make sure that when we come out of it, our economy is in a position that we're able to give more jobs. And trust me, this Belt and Road Initiative, if you're on it or you're not on it, there's a lot of money to be made over here. And if we're not doing it, someone else will. I think it's just smart economics, but then that's my opinion on it.
Well, as always, because it's pro-China, I think it's the right opinion. But I do also see that there is so much hysteria about the Belt Road Initiative, and it's just insane because the propaganda against it is almost a direct maneuver of the talking points that should be focused on the TPP that they've placed onto the Belt Road Initiative, where they've got no scrutiny whatsoever to the Trans-Pacific Partnership. So, I mean, like, am I in crazy town here? Am I like, everybody just got giraffe heads, or what's going on here? Like, it's the same trap that you keep seeing portrayed to people over and over again. And now they're going to be using it as another jab to try and bleed some more votes out of, Chairman Dan.
Yeah. Look, there is one genuine, really genuine foreign policy consideration, which is that, and I understand this point. Some think tank, some ASIO guy will say, hey, what you're saying might be well and good, and we might make money from it, but what is in fact happening is that we're losing influence in the Pacific Islands, and that is not untrue. There's a lot of countries that are siding with China now because of all of this money that we're getting, and we're losing influence, and that's bad. But what we need to understand is that...
But who cares?
Who cares?
What the fuck is it just like if Fiji likes us or not?
Well, there are...
Get like better resort deals?
In like geopolitical terms, there are buffer states.
Huh?
They're Papua New Guinea, all of these Pacific Islands, there are buffer states. So from Australia's national interest...
Oh, in case of a Chinese invasion.
Yeah, that we're...
Yeah. Fiji's going to really slow them down.
Yeah.
They're pretty
stupid.
I understand.
They're good at
that.
rugby.
It's a very...
Yeah.
Tackles in.
Good defense, bro.
Yeah, it's a very Machiavellian way of doing it. But I think what
You tackle him, you're allowed to in this game.
That probably is their military.
Works for
Probably
me.
is just the Fijian rugby union team. In wintertime, in summertime, they're playing around in France.
Yeah.
I'm going to give some credibility to that argument, even though it's a very Machiavellian sort of like super realist argument. That
I'm not giving any credibility to that. Look, if China wants to invade us, game over.
Yeah.
So suckle at the teat while you can.
Nah, they can't invade us. But what they
do you
can,
mean? They could
as in
easily
they
do
can, but we'll put up a fight. But what they can do is, and it's something that's inevitable, is the fact that you don't have as much money as they do. We don't have nearly as much money as China does. So if you think that you're going to outbid China in Papua New Guinea, this is the wrong strategy. You're going to, you know what this reminds me of?
But we could do it.
What? We're
I don't
gonna
know. It just depends how much they want it. That's just what happens in auctions all the time. There's just some young, hungry couple that goes there, and then there's some investment property guy that thinks like, no, it's not the good money, and then that guy overextends themselves.
What?
Look, all I'm saying is that Scott Morrison should get us into even more debt than he already has.
Scott Morrison, and this is like the annoying bit, like Scott Morrison on one hand is reducing Australian wages and using COVID as an argument, and on the other hand, the one state that is trying to increase the pie is getting heavily scrutinized by the Liberal Party. So they're saying on one hand that
like the Liberals.
I'm going to make you poorer, but also even if you come up with an independent idea to make yourself slightly richer, I'm going to stop that too.
That's the way it's done.
I feel like I'm becoming Jordan, but I'm getting more woke. Do you know what's crazy?
Yeah, why didn't you ever really care about the Liberals that much?
I don't,
Let's
but
just sit there with this real Wale Dali attitude of, yeah, are they? That's kind of interesting, I guess. That's the way that you look at politics.
it's just sad because I know what I also know is like why this One Belt, One Road initiative is looked at so badly. It's like it's straight up US propaganda.
Yeah.
Because it is in their interest for it not to work. And sinister interest, not even like a genuine interest like Australia wanting influence in Pacific Islands. Like I want this project to fail because I don't want China to grow. I want me to be the big dog. And so what there is
No, they actually have bigger stakes in this because we're worried about influence in Tonga. I don't know where it is. You can't even see it on a map of the world. That's what we're concerned with. They're concerned with losing influence in Japan and, like actual countries.
Yeah. They're not losing influence.
I swear
in Japan.
Tonga's make-believe. What?
They're not losing influence
I've
in
been to
Japan.
Fiji.
Japan will be on US's side. They might lose influence in places like Vietnam and Philippines and shit like that. So just smaller countries.
Matter of time, don't you think?
That's what I'm saying, man. Like, you can't outbid. I remember, like, I don't want to, like, do, this is one of,
What would you do if you were the US?
What would I do if I was the US? I would not do what they're doing. I would genuinely try to increase my own stake in the Belt and Road Initiative. I would try to entangle my economy with Chinese economy to ensure that we don't go to war too much, and do it in a way that protects legitimate security interests. I'm not for the idea of containment. I'm for the idea of like controlled expansion.
Right. What would you do, Miss Love, if you were
I didn't get
President of the
it.
United States?
I'll be
Probably,
honest with you.
apart from drop your wallet.
I'll be honest with you. I didn't get. I'm time traveling. I didn't hear a word of that.
All right. Well, I think it's time for you to come back to this
Okay.
dimension.
I
Tell
honestly
us
didn't. I can't
about you
concentrate.
pissing on the side of a house.
Oh, what? Yeah, that's going to be easy for me to talk about. I'm sorry. I'm still tripping balls. This is way more intense than the shrooms.
It is incredible how much of a life it is.
I think my heart rate's increasing. Feel my heart. Like I think I'm having am I having a heart attack? Put it here.
I bet you if you saw a zoom in of his heart, it's probably going at like 3
Yeah, I
beats
can
a minute.
feel it. Your heart is exploding.
Holy shit! I might die live, guys. If I do, before I do, follow Forest Hall on Spotify. Let's get those numbers up there before I fucking cock it. Holy shit.
Yes, your in memoriam tour.
Dude, I'm kind of like incapacitated. You'll have to tell it. I'm tripping. I'm tripping balls right now. I can't
Probably
take
are
any
dead.
drugs.
You can't.
I take any drugs and it's just like, all right, that's gonna have a 1 billion pronged effect more
You
than
can't
any.
even go
human-
for a walk. Afterwards, you're just being incapacitated with 2 shits.
I'm sorry, I wasn't trying to be
can't do
rude. I
anything.
legitimately
No, I
concentrate.
don't worry.
All you
I-
could do is sit on that couch.
Yeah, dude, this is where I belong. But
Slowly, your veins seep into it like fat people.
that's where I do belong. But I think this will be the last place I ever go. This couch. Well, at least it's clean. I don't know what my
You
final.
didn't think you'd make it this far.
If I go, guys. Final words. Such is life. Squared. Whew. No, sorry. You're going to have to tell it, dude. And I'll just nod politely.
Well, anyway, Miss Love.
You want me
Ali.
to tell it? I'm not going to be able to.
Dig this, Ali.
This has fucked me.
Miss.
This has fucked me. You'll like it. You'll like this story. It's good, kids. Keep listening. Christ. Kick on. Go on.
All right, thank you. Speaking of such is life.
Pins and needles now. Go on. I can't help
I keep
it.
interrupting and then saying "go on."
I
Like, which one is it? Are you going to interrupt?
I'm going to do both.
That you're like inane little problems in life, like you have pins and needles.
Yeah, well, I'm going to do both. If you think you can be a politician, you're going to have to learn how to deal with this shit. Not quiet, everybody. You can't sneeze. Not allowed to sneeze.
I don't know if this is how cabinet meetings are usually taken out, man. I don't think there's someone complaining about eating something spicy.
Well,
Jordan, most of your
if I had my way, then they would be. You know my policy.
Your policy.
Every politician,
and then they'll do this at the end.
they would be like, Mr. Speaker, I've got pins and needles. Mr. What are you talking about? Politics is way more harsh than someone banging their leg. It's just like, you're a little bitch, aren't you? And then just leaving mid-conversation, yelling, sledging, bullying.
Yeah.
This is fine.
Dude, I'm not in politics for a reason. Just think about this. I can't handle someone whining into a microphone as much as you can't handle drugs.
Fair.
But you know,
Shit, fair. Well, in that case, I am very sorry.
Jordan, your fans are convinced though that you're eventually going to become a politician.
I don't think
There's
that's
no way. He's got more influence now, anyway.
More than
Like, dude,
can you
what?
imagine
Him going to
how
the
quickly I would have to step down if I was a politician?
and like, dude, what works better? Him eating that squid?
you're already getting cancelled left, right, and center from
I know,
everywhere.
and I'm a YouTuber. What are you going to cancel me from?
Yeah.
I don't think like
Well,
the
you could-
SBS press gallery is going to have really, get his point out there. He thinks taxes should remain the same.
No, but you know what else as well? If a press gallery was run by the SBS, they
Yeah.
would just say that, like, we're saying taxes, but we think that was a dog whistle for racism.
Yeah, that's
So-
right. That's right. And then you'd be done in like 4 days, right?
Yeah, of course. No, I'm not doing that.
Sorry.
Why don't you want to
I'm
be a
not doing that.
politician?
I am very, very happy relaying
Just wear a
mildly amusing stories from Miss Love's life. Thank
Yes,
you.
bring this
But
on.
don't
Now,
you think-
I'm trying to make a real difference in the world.
Can I be devil's advocate here? Don't you think
I'm
like,
about to die, so you're carrying on my legacy because I'm going to cark it.
you can make real difference if you were in the midst of it?
You could. I couldn't.
That's bullshit. You're taking the blue pill. That's all a load of shit. I don't buy it. The only way to make a difference now is to yell at people and abuse them on camera and stuff.
Yeah, it's so true. Like, I can't imagine myself in a cabinet scenario, and then they're just saying, like, okay, so here's the briefing. You're just going to have to read this policy. Okay, here's my counter question. When am I supposed to pull my pants down for laughs?
Exactly.
No, never. Okay, well then I resign.
yeah, exactly.
I'm not built up for it.
Oh, wait a sec. Tea. Ooh, Monte Carlos. I'll resign
I
after
resign
tea.
Yeah.
So you're definitely not being a politician. I'm kind of disappointed.
Why?
I'd vote for you.
You'd be a good politician.
Yeah, you'd be.
But I'd have to step down immediately.
Why?
There's too many. This podcast is like
so much
killed
talk
our
of Peggy.
public
True.
lives.
There's like a lot of racist shit being said.
Even though
Luckily,
I
don't
was
wanna
never
run.
on the train, if you remember, I was strategically never on the train. But I think there's
bullshit.
I've probably just still said.
You might not be on particular trains, but I reckon you say some of the most outlandish shit on this pod.
Sexual
Easily.
shit, yeah. I do say a lot of sexual shit.
God.
Not even sexual shit.
Not even. Just
Sometimes, like,
cultural
legitimately
shit.
calling for death or-
Yeah, way more intense stuff. But dude, that's mad. It's true politics, man. You know, like you gotta tiptoe around and like I would. The only
No,
good,
because you see it all the time. You see all of these politicians that I talk to off camera and stuff, and it's just this non-stop potty mouth stuff that I sit there and sit back and think, fuck, this is really offensive. You know, like even myself, I'm just,
yeah.
dude, these guys are psycho.
The only,
But
yeah.
you see them in front of a camera,
Do you think they say that with
so
you?
placid.
Because
Yeah.
they're assuming that that's what you do. You're just like
Nah.
constantly saying like vile shit.
No, I think it's just that's how people in the Labor Party actually talk.
Yeah.
I think it's just that they are just filthy potty mouths because they just hang around the unions. What do the unions hang around with?
Fisheries.
Builders and shit.
Railway
Yeah.
guys.
Yeah, railway guys.
The only party worth being a part of is the shooters and fishers anyway. That'd be the funnest. Come on.
By the way, guys,
You did hang around.
I got like a message from someone
Pegging?
because we did like a pod up late about shooters, fishers, and we're not gonna get too into it because there's like a whole elaborate scheme of Jordan bringing down the political organization. But I got
Watch
like
this space.
a few messages about that, and one of the things that we were saying was maybe we can support shooters and fishers party in regional areas to counter the nationals.
Correct.
And dude, I got these like messages saying like they suck. And the main crux of
From
their
the-
argument
from
was
from green.
They like guns.
environmentally they're horrible.
No.
Incorrect.
Yes. Look,
That's not.
they're a
accurate.
country party. They're all going to be terrible.
They're not
Not
terrible.
as terrible as the Nationals.
I wouldn't even say they're terrible. I think that they're like not that far off from Labor's, environmental policies.
What?
Look, they look after small business as opposed to big business. That is a huge win for the environment. If that's their locus of control of what about the farmers, but they actually do care about the farmers. If you
Yeah.
care about the farmers, you will be protecting the environment.
Yeah, they
So-
care about
Now, having
waterways.
said that, they also
irrigation.
voted against the Liberals repealing land clearing laws. Massive win. In terms of renewables, I think that they voted in favour of them in the vast majority of instances as well. I mean, look, anyone is better than the Nationals.
I'm sorry,
Just
but
think about it that way.
your
If there was a
source
choice between
was
that
not on
and One
point.
Nation, I mean, if there was a choice between One Nation, anyone would vote. But, definitely, if you have the choice between, like many Queensland seats, if you have the choice between a One Nation candidate and a national candidate, you choose the One Nation candidate. Definitely.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Well, yeah, of course.
We are. I've got another question for you guys, and
What?
this is going to be the most ABC question that you have ever been asked.
Bring it, Saga, to me. I think I'm
And
back on Earth slightly.
Do you think it would be ethical to make sure that the COVID-19 vaccine is mandatory for everyone?
No.
Fuck, dude. I've watched enough drum in my life. I.e.
Ethical.
30 seconds.
It's so like.
Fuck, dude. Can we just... All right, but I'm
we
just
can
putting
ignore
this in the
that one.
proviso.
How do you answer that?
You don't. You tell me to fuck off and move on.
Wouldn't it be amazing to just run into the drum while they're sitting there having their really crap opinions just covered in dog shit and then just run around on the table being like, help, I've been attacked. Something, anything to give some kind of like life into those Thunderbird's puppets.
The Splice in Team America.
You haven't answered though. Do you think it should be mandatory or not?
No. I don't.
Government can't force you to do anything.
That's
It's
my-
the Constitution.
That's my opinion.
So,
Can't force me to.
but then what about the fact that like so many people have lost their jobs because of COVID, and you're only just perpetuating it even more?
Because it's about individual responsibility to not spread it. Don't be a dickhead and it'll be fine.
No, but like it's also not in your control because it's
It
a
is.
very infectious disease.
But it is in your control if you self-isolate, if you've been
Forever?
if you've been suspected to be in a... Like I just found out my brother has to self-isolate now for 2 weeks. So like if you are recommended to self-isolate, and then just, wear a mask and, pash less people or something. I don't think it should be mandatory to be jabbed. What do you think?
No, I don't think you legally can make it mandatory anyways.
I think
But
yeah.
But I think there's an argument for. I don't know, man. I just want to go to Taji, and they're saying you can't come until COVID's over.
God, there's such...
Can everyone get over Tasmania? It's just Balmain.
It is Balmain. It's just giant
What?
Balmain with a big mountain in the background. Instead of a pub called Dick's Hotel, there's just a giant dick.
And there is also Dick's Hotel, right?
Well, probably. You can eat wombat in some of the pubs. All right,
ya?
I changed my mind. Yeah, I had wombat in Tassie.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, it is a paradise.
It is paradise on earth. Yeah, we changed our mind.
Dude, I want to go to Tasmania so much.
Monet screwed it.
I take that Russian
Mona.
vaccine.
Mona. Not Monet.
Somebody's print of a Monet painting screwed up Hobart. I stand by my position.
Tell my story.
What?
My-
Right. Pretty much.
You'll like this one. This will counteract all the heady stuff.
Yes, was
Guys, that's a
buying.
headache.
You'll never guess this. It's so out of character for him. A guitar pedal.
Very.
Second hand. He went over to this Scrag's house. There's no other way of putting it. It was like deep west.
Yes, it was. It was
And
yeah.
he was looking for the address, really needed to go to the toilet, saw that was her house.
I'm not
have
proud
the
of this. by the way.
courage.
I'm not proud of this.
Didn't have the courage to open the door and knock on the door and ask for the bathroom.
That's not right. That's not what happened.
Well, I suppose you were there, so you probably have a better account.
They were late.
Oh.
And I was sitting reading my book in my car, and I was busting to pee. I drank like 4 cups of this like blood orange drink. It was literally just like that Simpsons thing was like with the twin towers, just like come on, just hopping from one foot to the other.
No self-control at all in any facet of his life.
Yeah, it's pathetic. But anyway, yeah. So
No
you
one's
continue
more of a
now.
human being than Missler.
You continue from there.
So what
You can-
happened after that?
You continue from that.
So he's busting, so he runs up to the side of his house.
I'm too ashamed to say it myself.
And he starts, not even peeing in the bush, just pissing on the side of this person's house. And it was like one of those long ones. It just goes,
Don't
5
look at
minutes.
me.
So there's just, puddles coming around his feet.
And there's a little bit of a revenge too, because I'm like, make me wait, will you? A bit of that. But anyway, go on. I didn't know where else to go.
I didn't realize the innate psychology that went into this decision. But
That was part of it.
yep. And so he's doing that, finishes up, gets a text. It's the wrong house. He's just pissed on some random's house. Like a really long one as well.
You know what's the best part?
How disgusted Pete is.
You know what's the best part of the story?
This is you've done it before.
No. Well, actually, probably. But the best part of the story is... Well, this is the best part of the story. This is the best part of the story. And I'm not proud of this at all, guys. Don't try this at home. Not proud. But the best part of the story is I thought it was the person's house that I was buying the stuff off.
It was actually my own house.
And,
He did.
and like...
Forgot.
And like, as I was doing it, like I noticed like there was lights on and sounds and stuff coming from the house. I'm like, that's so strange. You said there was no one home. There was a family in that house.
And they were too afraid to tell a Chechnyan warlord not to pee on their
I think they were
sidewalk.
tucking into their salmon.
Are you happy with yourself?
No, well,
I'm proud of
I'm
this.
90% ashamed and 10%
You know
really
what?
happy.
Look,
You know
as
what
long
I'm-
as you didn't go in your pants, I'm happy. It is a step up for you.
I'm sure that this story has happened to like at least 90% of Australians.
Get that comments up. I'll have a look.
No, but how
Get
many
a poll.
people piss on the side of a house? I don't think it's happened to 90%.
I wouldn't say
I
90%.
think
Maybe in
people have
that's more of a
pissed
Pakistan.
I've kind of done that too.
In Pakistan?
No, he in Annandale.
What? The pub?
No, the
Oh,
suburb.
What happened?
I just really don't understand this. What's wrong with a good old fashioned tree?
Oh, they
Yeah,
weren't
that's
in
what
it.
I
You
did
piss
though.
on a wall.
I did that. I didn't piss on a wall. I pissed on a tree
Well,
outside someone's
That
house.
is kind of doing
Rebel.
that.
I was in suburbia.
The people are saying, "Wait, that's not normal."
Dude, I was in suburbia, Jordan.
You're in suburbia pissing on someone's house that you didn't know or
Yeah.
have any interaction with while they were home.
Yes.
Some guy, Better Homes and Gardens, says, "I pissed in the line waiting into a club." So he pissed outside the club while waiting for
Well,
him.
yeah, I think
Classy. Hope you got lucky that night.
Outside when I'm at home.
I always do that. That's
We-
the
we-
sad.
by the way,
Yeah, well, that's
all
the
of
only way
us
to
do
it.
that.
That's the saddest part about not really having like a house anymore. I really don't like pissing.
Can you tell us like the weirdest place that you've pissed? I want to know. And
Right
I'm
at
talking
top
to the MLKs and the pod listeners right now. What's the weirdest place? Apparently, when I was a kid, my mom told me that I pissed inside of a French like we were in France. I pissed inside of a train, like one of their two, and the fucking it was spilling all over the entire train. People were like, "Who spilled a drink?" I was, in my defense, probably 2 years old, but that happened.
Oh, well, I've got one for you, actually.
Yeah, but I mean, it's such a classy establishment.
I've got another one for you, and I wasn't 2. I was probably more like 13. But
That's a little too old.
yeah, but I sleepwalked because I don't really remember it. I think I was like half conscious. I used to sleepwalk quite a bit as a kid. Anyway, there's I sleepwalked. I thought I was going to the bathroom, and I walked into my brother's room, and he had a dedicated sort of shelf that was dedicated to all his favorite toys. Those little ones. Remember those? Were they called like
Mondos.
like Mini Max or something? Remember that little man?
Mini Max. Oh, Mighty Max.
Mighty Max? Mighty Max.
Mighty
Those
Max, yeah.
miniature things where they're in there.
Yeah.
Fuck, I loved those.
Yeah, Mighty Max was great.
Oh, that was like one of my favorite. One of the
but
best
I don't
things
think
of my
that
childhood.
anybody ever got a brand new Mighty Max. I think it was always from a
Passed down.
garage shape.
Yeah.
So Max was never there.
Yeah, anyway.
Who the fuck's Max?
Yeah.
But you know what else is pathetic? I had just as big of a collection of Mighty Max as I did of Polly Pocket.
Explains a lot. Moving on.
Some of these comments are insane.
Hold on, let me just finish this one. Mighty Max had a bit of a tsunami, put it that way. A yellow tsunami.
Waterproof.
Yeah, I just destroyed his collection.
People are
So they
telling.
had to throw it out.
Well, I pissed all over them. Like,
Yeah, but
no,
just put them in dead hole.
it was the 90s. They probably just washed them under the tap and were like, yeah, fine, you know.
Yeah, it'll dry up.
Yeah.
I'm sure your brother didn't care. I'm sure it probably made it smell better knowing.
He was...
Do you know what the most
mean.
common weird place that these comments are saying is
What?
the weirdest place that they've pissed? A chick's mouth. That's the most common answer.
Guys, this is...
But are you joking or not?
This is
They're
not
very-
the
I don't
Up
think
Late
they
Pod.
are.
I repeat, this is not the Up Late Pod. They're not joking.
Why are you so into piss?
A
I thought that was like a real niche thing.
Poons Muglin is saying, I learned there's a huge difference between pissing in a public pool and pissing into a public pool.
Oh, that's a fucked image. That's a really.
We've all got to
There's
learn
something
that
really
subway.
There's something really dystopic about that, isn't there? Dystopic about pissing into a pool.
It's funny.
Just piss. It's easy
not
to piss
dystopic, it's
next
just
to it.
homeless.
It's horrible. Ugh.
Have you?
But did you
pissed in a public
piss in the
right?
pool because you thought that the chlorine would kill the urine? Was that the logic?
I've pissed in many pools, but it's just the psychology of it. If someone's like, oh, I pissed in your pool, I'd be like, well, you know, it happens to the best of. But if someone goes, hey, I was standing on the outside of your pool and I pissed inside it, I drain the thing straight away.
I really need to go to the toilet.
Well, we should probably end it. We're out of time. We're out of time.
Actually,
So let's.
Are we out of time?
This is amazing. I can't believe that
we've
worked.
got to end it. We're almost.
Time is. How do we know? Who knows?
There's a fucking clock in front.
That doesn't mean shit. What does that
All right, well, wrap it up, and then you can go to the toilet.
Yeah, thank you so much for viewing this particular Twitch episode.
I think we've learned
Did we
something
discuss
today.
anything today? No, I think we just ate chili,
I think
and then we
we've-
forgot about what we were going to talk about.
I think
Yeah,
we've
yeah.
learned that even I have my match, and that if we are going to play these games, I won't be talking for 90% of the pod, which is really a win-win, I think, for this pod. Patreons, love your work.
Yeah,
Keep-
thanks for signing up to the Up Late podcast.
Hong Kong.
And make sure that you keep signing up. We need more of you.
yeah,
And
Hong
very,
Kong,
very close
Hong
to.
Kong
Your
bots.
money is very needed.
Hong Kong bots, thanks for subbing. I still am, I don't know who leaked my song, but get on Spotify. Please smash that button. I'm the most pathetic one here. See ya.
Wow, good wrap up, Miss Love. Isn't that incredible?
Oh, sorry. Were you
It gives
supposed to
you
do
one skill in life.
that? Yeah, that and sitting.
No, it
Did you
doesn't
say
better.
shitting
So
or
true.
sitting?
No, he's just, yeah.
Bit of both.
And you thought a sloth is Joe Biden's spirit animal. Jesus.
Oh, no, I did not rule myself out there.
Anyway, thank you for your time.